Today I effed up by helping a guy hear his wife cheating on him. I received a very panicked call yesterday afternoon while I was sitting at my computer in my boxers sipping on some of that pod coffee. Hi, is this Marmalade Recording Studio? For background, I'm a self-employed audio engineer who mostly records local musicians out of my apartment studio. And potential clients, and as you'd imagine, are usually artists or bands who want to record their music. However, every so often I get other requests, such as recording audio for a local radio commercial, or being asked to improve recordings they have done themselves, such as in today's case. Hi, is this Marmalade Recording Studio? It's 4 p.m. and I am not much in the mood to record any new clients, but he proceeds to inform me he is outside the studio right now and just needs me to clean up some audio he recorded on his phone. I tell him that he can email it and I'll return it the next day, but that wasn't going to work with Joe here. He sounds desperate as he explains. I have been suspicious that my wife has been cheating on me with our neighbor. He proceeds to tell me how he started an audio recording on his phone, hid it in his bedroom, and left for work. When he returned later, the phone had recorded nearly 6 hours of audio. He got back in his car and sat in his driveway for a minute, composing and preparing himself, connected his phone to Bluetooth and began playing this recording, while driving around aimlessly. He says he thinks he is hearing his wife moan and potentially a male voice is in there as well and needs to the audio improved so he can be sure. He lives 2 hours south of me and said he got off the freeway and Googled recording studio and I was the first one that popped up. Geez, I can't say no. I tell him to stay, I'll come meet him outside and we'll get this audio cleaned up a bit. Joe here seems like a good enough guy, though very emotionally distraught. I'm filling up a glass of water for him before we sit at the computer. He's just giving that stare at the wall, that mindless stare. And I lead him into the studio room. He airdrops me the audio file, and sure enough it's 6 hours long. My immediate thought is I'll clean up the audio and I'll see in the waveform where it gets louder. He is just sitting there in disbelief. A few minutes later, after making the most awkward small talk, he asks me if anything is going wrong in my life, laughs, and clarifies that it'd make him feel better knowing someone else is going through a hard time. I'm really feeling for this guy and noticing a few loud parts looking at this file. He interrupts and says he can't listen and asks if I can just send him definitive proof that she is cheating on him. I don't need anything long, just maybe 15 seconds. That's probably all I could bear to hear. I tell him I'll return something tonight and that I won't charge him because, well, how could I? I make myself a drink after he leaves and I get another phone call. This time from a potential client who wants to discuss recording his band. These are my favorite calls and guarantees good money. 9 songs is the plan, and after our call he sends me a demo of one of his songs. Pretty good stuff, kinda bluegrass style. Simultaneously, Joe sends me a text thanking me. I hit play. It's mostly nonsense. The TV is going. Randomly I'm hearing a little girl in the background. He told me I might since they have a 2-year-old daughter. But after some time I stumble on something. I'm thinking this might validate his suspicions. It sounds like a woman, enjoying herself, along with a guy grunting. There it is. I send him this clip and I don't know what to add. So I just text, I think this is what you're looking for. I sit back down and continue my drink, loading up the song I was working before Joe called me in the first place. 2 hours go by and I get a call. And it's from Joe. I am hesitant to answer because I don't want to work anymore on this infidelity jam and I am not so much in the mood to be a shoulder to cry on. It seems to be a recurring issue in my line of work. But I answer, hey, are you going to send me anything tonight? He asks. I'm a bit confused and tell him I texted him a while ago. He checks his phone and says he didn't get anything from me. My heart sinks. I know I sent that audio to someone. I tell Joe I'll send it right over. I'm dying to get off the phone to figure out who received a 15 seconds audio clip of screaming infidelities. Damn it. I sent it to the bluegrass guy. This guy sends me a cool demo and I replied with sex sounds. I decide I should probably follow up that text, and I write to him saying whoops, wrong person, and I am just laughing my ass off, thinking that might smooth things over. I proceed to send the audio over to Joe. Then I remember Joe is likely going to be crying himself to sleep tonight. Bluegrass guy never responded and Joe wrote back 10 minutes later saying thanks. TL, doctor, a bummed out dude secretly recorded his wife banging another guy and asked me to clean up the audio and sent him a short clip from the recording. I accidentally sent that recording to a potential client who never responded after I said whoops, wrong person. Plot twist, the bluegrass guy is the one banging Joe's wife. He hasn't responded because he's absolutely shook how this audio guy he contacted knows about him and Joe's wife. Opt as the Bluegrass Guy's album and gets a huge tip along with payment because Bluegrass Guy thinks he is being blackmailed. Tip will be slightly smaller than the one Joe's wife was getting. Boom roasted. If you want that client, expand on that text and tell him the story. You are helping someone out a lot, and I'm sure it would make sense how they got the wrong text. Good call. I bet the bluegrass musician could write a good, obviously sad song about it as well. Could call it Hey Joe. It goes, Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in yo hand? I'm going to shoot my old lady. I caught her messing around with another man. I think you're onto something. That is crap. A song like that could never be popular. Idiot. Undefined. Obviously satire. Here's an update. Did the bluegrass guy ever get back to you? Was that the end of that? I'm gonna send him a follow-up message today, so hopefully it works out. Send follow-up on his project also. And apologize for the other. Add in that it is not your usual thing, but the guy asked you. And then actually listening to it kinda threw you. Bluegrass guy should write a song about it. The definition of TIFU. Finally, some good fucking today I effed up. That title was clickbait for typical today I effed up, but this was 100% legit today I effed up. Should have said whoops, wrong client. That would make the person think op was running porn gigs on the side or something. Some bands won't care, but others might. Better to just leave it as a favor and not mention it as a client. I feel bad for the guy getting cheated on, but the way you kept bringing up drinks throughout the story was funny. Artists and their drinks. I mean, he asked you. You did exactly what he wanted. You didn't really mess up here aside sending his clip to a potential client. Wild ride, though. Agreed. I couldn't figure out a perfect title for this without giving away the twist though. It's a great story. Poor guy. Damn dude, I'm sorry. Kudos for helping poor Joe out though. I feel like you did the right thing here. Well, minus the beep up, haha. Hope all is well outside of this situation. I thought this was going to be some kind of weird scam to get you to do work for free. I'm glad it all worked out. Sort of. Poor Joe. Happy Cake Day. Bluegrass guy thinks you were making a suggestion. Samples Joe's banging noise file in his next recording. Makes hit record. Wins Grammy. Goes on stage to receive his award and says, I would like to thank my recording my next door neighbor's wife for helping me make this record. Wasn't this a Snickers commercial? Give me a break. Give me a break. Please give me the strength not to break my neighbor. Not sure why bluegrass guy would be upset or why you would lose his business. For all he knows, you also clean up audio for porn shoots. You're an audio guy. But for all bluegrass guy knows, Op gets a sexual thrill from sending recordings of his conquest to strangers. Damn, imagine cheating on your husband with a kid. Yeah, pedophilia is peeped up. R/cursed comments. To Joe, keep your chin up, my friend. Unless you caught some dialogue beyond the grunting and moaning. Is it possible she was just getting off to porn? Her moans could be explained by this. The fact that it was quiet might as well be explained. But since the guy had a suspicion already, I'm probably grasping at straws. Poor guy. He'll know if the voice is his neighbor, though. Poor Joe. They should probably use that audio clip in their album. Infidelity jam got me. Hope Joe's doing alright. Op, you're a hero. People who are cheating should be exposed. No beep up at all. Did you not read the entire story? Op accidentally sent the audio of the wife having sex to another client. His good deed outdid the money loss emo. He can always explain to his client why he sent the wrong audio lol. What did you do to clean the audio up? The heat was blasting often and also there was general background noise, and those were both seriously reduced using isotope RX8s to noise tools. Since there were large fluctuations in volume, I used a compressor and limiter to keep the volume more constant, and bump it up in general. Then EQ to accentuate the frequencies where the voices stood out and to reduce harshness. Man, I'm so miserable at my corporate job that the biggest thing I got out of your story is how you're living a dope life being self-employed at what you love. Getting to pick your own clients, your own pace. Seems pretty chill. I'm probably oversimplifying, but sounds like you made some good choices in life, my man. R/financial independence. Joe got a hoe. Send the bluegrass guy a link to this thread. I'm sure they'd understand. Plot twist. The bluegrass guy is the guy in the infidelity record and asked you why you were blackmailing him. Plot twist. It's just an elaborate story sort of to promote his recording studio. There was no need for him to type out the name of the studio twice. Or at all for that matter. The first girl that I ever truly the end of our relationship. I received a voicemail of her getting banged by someone else. I've never been so hurt in my entire life. I feel you, Joe. It'll get better, man. Just hang in there. Wait, did she do that intentionally or did she butt dial you and leave you an accidental voicemail? It's cruel either way, but the first scenario is peeping vicious. Dude. Whoops, wrong person. Now that's the real FPUP. Infidelity jam. Link bluegrass guy this post lol. I bet she was just watching porn. Wife identified. Plot twist. Bluegrass guy was the one banging Joe's wife. Not sure where you're located, but is it legal to just record someone without their consent unknowingly like that? If not, not sure if that would affect you. The audio engineer going along with that and helping the audio. Just looking out for you. Make sure you're in the know about your local laws. Obviously this is not legal advice, I'm just curious. You can't record someone on the phone without their consent. You should be able to run a recorder in your own house. In a majority of states it's perfectly legal to record someone on the phone without their consent. Most states only need one party consent you. If it's in one of the other 11 it could be a problem I guess, but I'd be surprised if it did. No clue about other countries. Screaming infidelities. Perfect reference. Man, I feel for the guy just reading this. Being cheated on is one of the worst things a person can go through. Gut-wrenching deal, emotional pain that cannot be quenched by anything other than time. Just listen into some infidelity jams. Sheesh, bit of a rough day lol. Bluegrass guy? You have forever catapulted him into country music now, where he will whine for the rest of his days about unfaithful women. For all you know, this mistake may end up being the decisive defining moment of the guy's future successful career. D. Plot twist. Joe doesn't know how to clip audio and he just wanted to listen to him and his wife bone while driving to work in the mornings. I am genuinely invested in Joe right now. I hope he doesn't do anything rash. I know how that goes. My ex was cheating on me. Still lived together after the breakup for a while and I'd hear her on her phone talking to guys. Made me sick, until I realized I didn't have to be with her dumbass anymore. So I would mess with her when she was on the phone. Making puking noises and speep. Lol. Damn, that's incredibly disrespectful. She could have at least pretended to be sorry. A guy whose wife is banging another dude. Double mistake there, man. Not only did you text the wrong file, I think you meant to post this as our /Wall Street bets. Some of these today I effed up stories seem to be too detailed for what's a basic FU. Sucks to be Joe though. Damn, that sounded fun.